Hello and welcome to another Cafe Entertainment video. It's Art here with the book review for Stephen King's Finders Keepers, the second book in the Bill Hodges Trilogy. The book that I meant to read last year, challenge for my Reading Rush 2019, by the way, as well. A book that was very, very enjoyable. A book I listened to 99% of the way. I did read a tiny bit of it before I switched to the audiobook version, which is read by Will Patton. Does a great job. His voice acting is top-notch. Stephen King's world is vibrant and brought to life with the words of the page. I did follow along on my Kindle, so I got to see different italic and textual inferences that were inferred when Will Patton would change his voice, and all that. The one thing I didn't like about the book was our main character of the trilogy, Bill Hodges, doesn't make it into the trilogy, or doesn't make it into the book until about a third of the way through the book. So it feels like a very long prologue. Now, the prologue was good and set up the rest of the book. I'm not complaining about that. But if you're going to call it part of the Bill Hodges trilogy, then I want and I expect Bill Hodges to be in there a lot quicker than he was. But Stephen King is a master craftsman at his craft, and it doesn't really disappoint. I did like Mr. Mercedes better. Excuse me, I almost had an issue there. I did like Mr. Mercedes better, only because Bill Hodges was in it a little bit more. But when Bill Hodges gets in Finders Keepers, it really picks up. Like I said, the first third of the book feels like a long prologue. It feels like a huge setup for the series. That's what it feels like to me, and that's what it felt like to me. And it was good. I liked it and whatnot. The living, breathing vibrancy of the world. The one good thing that the prologue did do for the book was it made you care about the characters that only appear in this book, the family that only appears in this book. Well, at least, I can't say only appears in this book. They might appear in the third one. I doubt it because of they didn't appear in the first book, but we shall see. I'm not going to spoil things. Let's just say I strongly, highly doubt it. I'm not going to spoil anything for you here. The world is vibrant. It's living and breathing. He brings in multiple threads of stories. He brings in Hodges. He brings in the prologue family. He brings in the antagonist, the two antagonists, and he has built-in backstories for all of it. And they're believable built-in backstories that just feel like you're being told these because they've been there a while. Not because he's trying to fill a word count or a page number count. Stephen King is a Rembrandt of thriller/horror because he can paint a picture that just comes to life before your eyes. And Finders Keepers, like Mr. Mercedes and like everything else I've read by Stephen King, just comes to life before your eyes. He has a true gift that few other authors have. And I'm not saying that because he's one of my favorites. Obviously he is. But I'm saying that because there's not much that I've read by him that feels like he's phoned it in. There's some authors I've read who I will not name here because I don't throw authors underneath the bus, that I feel that they mail some of their books in. He does not. He takes his time, and it shows. Because you feel like even though you don't see a character in Finders Keepers on stage too much, you feel as though what's the word I'm looking for? You feel as though they're still doing things off stage, even though you're not seeing it. It's not as though they appear on stage, do their thing, and then they go off into the abyss, like with most writers. It's as though they appear on stage, they do their thing that is important to the story at that point, and do their thing, and then they go off stage and do more things which don't concern the story, so you don't need to see, but you'll be notified of once they appear back on stage. So, Finders Keepers, an amazing, amazing read. Obviously, I read it, own it, love it on my scale. A 5-star read on the GoodReads scale. I just love the way that Stephen King just makes his books matter. Like, his stories stick with you. I want to say it was The Outsider. It was the one that came out like in 2017 or 18 on my birthday. His last book that I read was just amazing. Every book that I've ever read has at least stuck with me, for good or for bad. There are a couple Stephen King books that I don't like, but for the most part I like him. He's one of my favorite authors of all time. And he's just a master. If you can hear the trash truck, I apologize, but it is trash day around my neighborhood, so you may hear it from time to time. But before I gush any more about Stephen King, I cannot wait to read End of Watch. It'll be a book that I read for August, the August reading roadmap. That will happen. You'll probably get that sometime really, really, really soon. But without further ado, you know I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video if YouTube is working that day. If you haven't read the Hodges Trilogy, go ahead and read it. Start with Mr. Mercedes. Go to Finders Keepers and end up with End of Watch. But without further ado, happy reading, everybody. I'll see you again soon. And peace.